Ukraine made their biggest mistake by launching an offensive on Kursk. It's day 896 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Recently, a new situation has developed, but this time instead of Russia, it is Ukraine. Apparently, Ukraine has opened a new front near Sumy. After the recent talks about lack of personnel in the Ukrainian armed forces, you would think they would not open a new front against Russia. But you would be wrong. For this offensive, Ukrainian forces have chosen the Kursk region. According to the report, Ukrainian forces launched an attack in 3 major directions. But before the attack, Ukraine at night started shelling Russian positions near the border very intensely, in which they also launched a massive drone attack of 26 drones on the Kursk region alone. In the morning, they started attacking the areas. At the initial stage, their objective was to probe the Russian defense and create the bridgehead so that the main forces could come in. These two were their major axis, where they were attacking with tens of tanks and armored vehicles. At Zaporizhzhia, according to the sources, they started attacking along the highway with support of tanks and armored vehicles. However, initially they were not able to go much further, as Russian forces soon attacked, and were able to destroy several armored vehicles. But new reinforcements arrived and they continued their attacks further. Meanwhile, a little west, they started attacking Nikolivo from Zaporizhzhia and Sverdlikovo from Novank. Here also they were attacking with tens of tanks and armored vehicles, in which some of them were Western, like strikers. Similarly, here also they did not get far, as Russians were able to stop them, however they kept on attacking. Simultaneously, they also launched attack on Avdiivka. In the meantime, many more Ukrainian units were getting ready at the rear to enter the offensive. Within few hours it was claimed, Ukrainian forces were able to reach Gogolevka, as they advanced along the highway. However, they would not be able to advance further, as Russian forces defending this performed a very important task. Instead of withdrawing, they decided to fight and slow the Ukrainian offensive, so that their reinforcement could arrive. As a result, many of them were captured by Ukrainian forces near the highway. But it worked. Soon Russian forces arrived, with support of aviation, and they were able to temporarily slow the Ukrainian offensive. Russian jets were also spotted flying very low to avoid detection of air defense. In the meantime, little west, Ukrainian forces were able to make significant advances. Apparently, after advancing along these directions, they were able to reach Nizhny and Leonidovo. Near Nizhny, one of the unit was ambushed by Russian forces. According to the geolocation, this entire area would be under Ukraine control. However, as the situation is developing, there is no confirmation. In addition, during the defense, one Russian attack helicopter was also shot down. Russian sources say Ukraine has deployed several of their air defense to assist this offensive. Apparently, Russian forces were able to destroy one near Sin. However, as this is the beginning, Russian sources expect Ukraine could open new areas in the coming hours. However, many Ukrainian sources have criticized this offensive. They say Ukraine should not open a new front, while their best defensive lines are falling apart on the eastern front. In addition, Russia has many forces around this area, which could be used very quickly. Apparently, they have deployed many of their elite brigades for this offensive. Looking at the situation, it looks like Ukraine cannot afford to lose this offensive. If they lose their best brigades and equipment in this offensive, it will have a permanent effect, as it would be extremely hard to recover. According to the Russian officials, they have already destroyed 16 equipment, including tanks and armored vehicles, in a day. In addition, they are attacking Russian territory with Western equipment. If one incident goes wrong, this could massively affect their Western support. As Western partners have publicly said, they will not allow Ukraine to attack Russian territory with their weapons. As expected, Russia will use this to weaken the Western support for Ukraine. So many people believe that this offensive is a big mistake, as Ukraine has too much to lose, and only a small chance of success. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.